Yo, what's up guys, World Guild Battle on the alt, and this is kind of content that a lot of people don't like to do as much, but the rewards on this are actually really good. And why do people not really like to do this in the first place? Well, that is because you have to rerune everything to a point where all of the runes can be used at the same time. So I haven't done this on the alt in a bit, and now I did, like it looks like everything is not working, but it's just because I did not apply everything just yet. If I apply everything right now, everything should be allowed next to one another. Nope, we still have one issue. And yeah, it's a little bit of back and forth on trying to fix all of those issues all the time to make sure that you're not having anything overlapping. Best way that I do it is you equip it over here and then you just save that thing one more time and then you just delete the old one. That is what I've noticed like working the best for me. And then trying to get like more than 5 combinations, because if you just have 5 combinations, it is very easy for you to just not have like a proper team out there. So I made a few combinations which I would recommend people to run. One of those is this one, which is a Chilling plus a Elderhorn, aka the Wind Legolas, and then a Gemini. Gemini is not the best stripper by all means, for sure it's not, but it is one of those teams that can legit outspeed about everything. And being able to outspeed about everything is always really, really nice. Another team that I do really like is this one over here, the Hyannis. In this case, I don't go full Swift because you don't have that many Swift runes left over. So I therefore go for a high tick, which is the 286 plus. But I go on Will and I go on Shields. This team is also something that I really do like. It bruises a lot of things down and it is full free to play with 2 Second Awakening units and then just this unit over there. This is a team that's very nice, also free to play. It's not the strongest out there, but it is nice slash niche to have just to whittle down a bunch of teams. And then, of course, this team, if you do have this team itself, which is just also above the 286 stick. And then you could also replace this thing for another Dodder or a Tomoe, which is pretty common. 2 more teams that I added to the pile is, of course, a Leo team. I don't have a Feng Yang Alaya, otherwise I would probably go Feng Yang Alaya because it bruises down a little bit more things. But I think something like this, I can potentially also take down with this. Only thing is that, yeah, the Aya is not going to do as much outside of just tanking. Well, these two have a skill one with debuff, so therefore it kind of does work. So there are a few things going on for it. And then final team I have, which is a Moor team, which is pretty much just like a pushback kind of style of team into a Lamelia. And then from there we start killing things. So let's apply that to the table of things that we're fighting over here. I think this team can bruise it, that one down. This team might be a little bit more dangerous, especially if it is fast. I could throw my best team at it, but I kind of just want to give this team a try. Moment that I kill at least these 2, I can just bruise it out against the Nora. That shouldn't be that much of an issue. This thing can be potentially kind of fast, but only damage output that I actually do fear is just you, I guess. I don't know. If that team is decently fast, it could be an issue. Maybe I should throw... well, I would for sure know that this team would win against it. So let's just place that over there. And this team, this thing is just not gonna lose as much. Like it's very unlikely for this thing to lose. So I think that that is my best bet. And this one over here, I like to go for the pushbacks and all of those kind of things. Let's see if the teams that I crafted and spent a good bit of time on did actually succeed. Because getting all of those teams in, it does take a good bit of time. So in this case, yep, we do outspeed this. If Gemini doesn't have to strip anything, he is a really good defense breaker. And now let's look at the damage of this Elderhorn thing. He has stupid for damage, like double 27Ks, even 32Ks on middle. And this team is crazy fast. So that is just really good right there. Okay, in this case, I think I whittled down you as much as possible. We do get a torrent over there. We do get some hits over there. Nice. Can we actually... We did not land a single thing of that? Okay, I'm expecting to not always land it, but not a single one is kind of on the low end, my kind sir. Holy shit. Are we gonna die because of that right now? Hopefully you get a debuff. You did get a debuff. I think what I'm gonna do is... it's getting tricky over here. I have to do this just to get my healing back up. Yep, these torrent hits do kind of hurt. We have this hit on you, that hit on you resisted. That is not great. That's absolutely not great. I think we're going to do this one over here. Heal you up for now. And I think that we might just start dying to these torrents. Well, it's actually kind of a squish unit. Can we clear this? that worked out. That worked out somehow. Okay, so being slightly above the 286 tick does help out where my units outspeed, because a lot of people, if they rune up defenses, they try to be exactly 286 combat speed. If you are 288 combat speed, you do outspeed a lot of units in your own bracket, which is definitely one of those things where ticks can be slightly overrated if it is not a full-on bruiser fight, but you also have a nice turn one, as this team does have. So if this team is like all 290 combat speed, it's always really nice. So we do also actually outspeed this one. I'd rather just have a little bit of chip damage on this Kaki thing already, as much as possible. Okay, turn order is that. That's not the greatest of turn orders. Let's just go for healing in case you don't do shit. You actually did not do shit. Does do good damage over there, but that's why this unit is a bruiser. And that thing being a bruiser does help out a lot for just getting a shit ton of healing in every time. Did also manage to get a few new upgrades on artifacts for the tractor, as some people in the previous video did mention your tractor's not doing any add damage. It did have add damage, it just did not have that much add damage. And also fighting a defense buffed unit makes it where you just don't really do too much damage outside of your add damage, so it looks like absolutely nothing. Which did showcase in that video, but in this video, it's doing a little bit more. And that's also what I've been doing on this account in general, just a good bit of artifact farming. Like, it's never bad to do good artifact farming on these kind of newer-ish accounts, or just, I guess, for like everyone, it's always good to artifact farm. Okay, we do outspeed that. That is good. We do push back enough that we can go for an S3. Nice. And then we can go for provoke on both, which is also good. That is less good, though. That's an increased cooltime as well. That might be an issue. I think we're actually going to kill you. That's also increased cooltime. That is not good. And that isn't revive. I was hoping to kill you in the middle first. I might be losing this. Yeah, that increased cooltime plus that on a wrong elemental hit. That's quite insane. Okay, we do get our passive back, but I don't think I would kill that. Yeah, if I actually managed to kill that, you wouldn't have had a skill in. Yeah, that's... Okay, unfortunate. I think we should have been able to win that if we did not get despair stunt, increased cooltime, wrong element kind of style. That was a little bit more annoying. But let's see if we can make it work on a next team. So that's also the thing, like, I'm in a G1 guild, which makes it where a lot of these kind of are more all over the place. But you could still get surprised by some defenses being randomly good out there. Well, D over there, damn, not bad. He actually goes full mono element on everything. So if you want to get like the highest points out there, what you should be doing is just simply fight the things that you can guaranteed win. That's just the easiest way to it. But in this case, I'm going to find things that might be a little bit on the difficult side, but not too difficult. So I definitely do like this one for the Bruce team over here. That's the old wood. I think that I like this team over there. That does make sense. This one over here, I am going to be sending the speedy team. He doesn't really have that much speed leads himself. No, not really. This thing we're going to throw over there. Or are we going to throw this one over there? No, since you have cleanse, I'd rather have this one there. And this one, it still does have a cleanse on that Lolo, which could be kind of bad. I kind of like this one over here. And then, what was the other team that I haven't used yet? This is the team that I haven't used yet. But do I really want to use that over there? Not really. No, let's just do it the other way around, where we use you over here and then you over there. And that should definitely work out. And then we also showcase all 7 teams. And I do really recommend get at least 6 teams that all work together, don't have to switch any runes and that kind of stuff, because that just makes your life so much easier, and that makes my life a lot more harder because I actually did not land my shit in the first place. Sometimes this game, sometimes this game. Okay, now I also have to think like where I want to throw my damage, because he does have reflect on legit everything, which isn't that nice. Okay, didn't go for skill, but this might hurt a little bit. Okay, everything is a little bit on the tanky side. If I get a Vio over here right now, I can still easily win. But I kind of do need that Vio. Okay, did not get that Vio. Hopefully, Meditate goes on the other one, but it didn't. Okay, don't death break me. Thank you for not death breaking me. I'd rather have this so I can actually go for a Plague into Doomsday. Yep. We don't really need the Janus. The Janus is only there for the first turn strip. I kind of want to hit you first. I think that everything should die on the dots right now. You should die for sure, and these counts I can handle. Okay, did work out. It's a tricky team, but therefore you like to make it a little bit tanky. So in this case, this fight is gonna take a while because he does have massive shields, he does have massive heals, but he doesn't really have that much of damage output at all. So I'm just gonna be hitting anything that doesn't have a shield most of the time, and then just whittling things down. I do have enough destroy on both of the units where I will be able to take things down. He does also have destroy, but as mentioned, I'm just going to be hitting things that don't have shields. And he doesn't have that much of healing because the pony in the middle isn't that much of healing, but it is a little bit of healing. But anytime anything is without shield, especially in human form, you tend to deal a lot more damage. If not, we're just gonna whittle this thing down because he has shield from his max HP as well. So that's just, and it doesn't give me any reflex, which I guess is the best source of damage out there right now. And definitely if you are in human form, all damage goes on you because this thing in human form is so weak. That is something that a lot of people forget. This thing in human form loses 50% of the HP that this thing has. That is a lot of HP loss. That's where you just simply is like, oh yeah, poof, it's dead. Was it that great of a unit? It's not bad of a unit, but it does get you down on a lot of HP the moment you go into human form, which is just understanding the things you're fighting, and that's making things a little bit easier. Also, to make my fight not crazy long into this thing getting shield to itself, it's nice to whittle this one down already earlier before you kill the second to last unit, because if he is the last unit alive, he will keep giving himself shield all the fucking time, which is just... That's one of those things that you could be in a very long fight at some point where it just takes too long. Okay, shield still goes on himself. If we hit that one more time, probably shield goes on right side right now. Should not be killing it over there. Okay, proc on that. Nope. If he procced on that, he would have, like... That is how much shield this thing has. Like, I had to proc to even break the shield in the first place. Okay, now we have a lot of shield on both of them. Let's see if we can get a branding. Okay, with an S2, we actually did do good enough damage. And we just whittle it down. So, having a bruiser team like this is a team, it's full free to play. I can recommend everyone to build this team. Maybe not in like the super high-end G3 whatever shenanigans, but anything lower, this team is crazy good. So, okay, we have that annoying shit going on. This is my easier way to spread that, and then we can get some dot damage in, hopefully. Okay, we did actually still get reflex and shenanigans, but guess reflex also don't really work the moment that there's no damage output that I'm giving to him. But neither are for the shields. This team is actually a little bit more annoying than I thought, huh? Yeah, I just have to do as much debuffs as possible, I guess. Good thing he's not doing too much to me neither, and he's already out of that state, which is good. These things are also not super high on damage. Can we... Okay, that's not too bad. If we do this, we also spread it towards the left, which is good. Nice. Always do check what's the highest next attack bar coming up after the unit that you're hitting, because that is where Tomoe does spread to, which makes things a little bit easier for you knowing where things are gonna go and that kind of stuff. So in this case, this team is also one of those things like the Trix Amber. It's so freaking strong. You just gotta build that. Okay, this one over here looks like something that might be troublesome, but it's actually totally not, because 48k. It is a crit rate 4. It's also one of the... It's such an old team, but if you're hitting wind, I was supposed to do double 48k over there. Yeah, that's just instantly murder something. So if there's only one threat on a team and you can death break it, it's just instant death. The only thing I've noticed, this skill is terrible for strips. Even on max skill ups, max accuracy, everything. That thing is just a terrible freaking skill for trying to land anything. So preferably you don't have to strip. That makes your life a lot easier. But that's not always the case. So yeah, as you have noticed, we've already been fighting that for quite a while. I guess he's max res as well, but shouldn't matter anything if I'm max accuracy. Pretend like you're max accuracy. But yeah, that first unit just died real quick. That was the only like actual damage threat. And then from there, it is easy. Now we have, once again, this team, as long as we land on you, okay, that's not the best of lands, but I think it's totally fine because both left and right should 100% die because this thing has absolute stupid for damage. Double 28k. It's just ridiculous damage right there. And then the chill thing is that your chilling, if it has some accuracy, still has like a good bruiser setup in here as well, because chilling skill 1 is still good damage. Should have maybe saved that over there, but is it dangerous where we might potentially snipe ourselves on reflex? Don't think so, but it should be all fine. This team is also something, if you have the Legolas, I can absolutely recommend to build this. Even on like far high-end accounts, it's just like this skill of like both skills that he has. Double 28k for a pretty mediocre set. And I can show you even how mediocre the set that is, because let me just showcase all of the teams with the runes and the artifacts. This set, it is decently speedy. It does have decent crit damage and attack, but keep this in mind. It's not even an attack main artifact. You just need the speed increasing effect. So that's something that you have to keep in mind with this team. You do need good speed increasing effect to be in tune to a chilling. Don't just go for the fast set on your chilling, because your other units are not going to be even remotely close for speeding that. So you need good sets on the other two as well for speed, plus the speed increasing effect, plus shield runes. Otherwise, you're not going to give the double buff to the chilling. This one over here, you're just aiming for a lot of add damage. A thing that a lot of people are going for is like, oh, I just have a shit ton of add damage by speed. Yes, it's good, but if you have this much HP, probably add damage by HP is going to do more than add damage by speed. In this case, I do actually have like good one for speed, but as I mentioned, it's not the best thing out there. And this one also like just a little bit more HP and things focused. This team, as mentioned, just going to be full tank. It's kind of all over the place for runes. I think it should have had a full... Wait, I think that one rune is wrong on this. Let me double check that, because that does not look right. Where do we have the Giannis? Giannis should have a shield set on that thing on the right. Yep. So if we just switch that out, should be this rune, should not be that rune, should be this rune. Was already thinking like we should have a little bit more going. So that's becoming a little bit more tanky. Keep in mind right now that I only saved it to the current active team that I'm using. I did not actually save it on the deck itself. So in that case, what I mostly tend to do is just switch that out over there in case I do not place it in like the deck building thing, whatever shenanigans it is. Let's just do that. Yep, we have all of them. And now I kind of don't remember which teams I already shook it up. Well, this one. 48k for this. It's not even crit damage, man. It's not even crit damage. This right side artifact is also actually freaking horrible, but it's not even an attack artifact and it already does that much damage. So you just need a bit of speed on this thing and then an attack buff and everything just dies. This one, as mentioned, you do actually go for more add damage, especially by speed. Was the only team that actually did fail on my ass, but that was mainly because Lamilia just did not really perform according as I planned. I could maybe switch the Lamilia out for a Water Aya as well. I'm not 100% sure if that would do better because you might already be overstacking the amount of debuffs that you would be landing. But at least if they use a skill with the suppression, they kind of mess up their own shit. But Lamilia in this case is not the highest of HP. It should be able to bruiser a bit of those teams as well. This team, really in love with this. Get Destroy on this one. Get Destroy on that one. Additional damage by defense and kind of shenanigans. This one is just a typical tank, bit of minus stats. And then this one is also a bit of additional damage. I also like this Recovery 3. It's randomly a good artifact that I have. But for that reason, this Recovery is just so freaking much recovery that he's doing. And that makes that thing very nice. This team is not the greatest out there, but I kind of try to find a better replacement for Ammonia. But to be honest, Ammonia 2 times heals is not bad. I have also been thinking about a, where she at Jasoon, because Jasoon would also be where I can just do this, for example, which wouldn't be that bad. But Jasoon, I still have to skill up mine, and I kind of want to have this and this on lower cooldown before I use it. And the thing is, you provide 2-turn immunity, which sometimes you don't want the immunity on this thing, which makes it a little bit worse. But yeah, that's my showcase for World Guild Battle. I do really like those teams. Let me know in the comments, what are you to-go teams for World Guild Battle that you always tend to use, that always tend to win for you as well. And with this, you just rock in a bunch more scrolls every time. If you keep winning most of your hits, you're just gonna get good amount of scrolls. There's a lot of LDs in here. There's a lot of like random other good stuff in here. which just really helps it out to get a bunch more resources in. And it's one of those things, it is definitely a little bit annoying to place it up on the first time and stuff, 100%. Would have been nice if that was my Kabila right there. But it's definitely a little bit annoying to put it up. But you have to put it up once, and then you probably have like, you don't have to change anything for that in the next coming half a year if you do it properly, maybe few months at least, which is definitely one of those nice things. It's a bit of an afternoon of an investment on like a weekend day or something, but then at least you're gonna get a lot more reward for the next coming month. So good recommendation right there. Check out some of those teams. And guys, thanks a lot for watching for this one. As you as always, in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.